Welcome back to another episode of the Filmaholic. Today is our happy hour episode. We have it every Friday. We break down movie news happened during the past week. Surprisingly, there's a little bit more than I expected this week compared to, I guess, like the last couple weeks where everything has just been things getting canceled or shifted around. But, I mean, of course, we have that this week as well, and we're going to talk about that right off the bat, so we get that out of the way. I guess, like, the first one I'll mention is one that happened today, and that is Top Gun. Top Gun Maverick, the Top Gun sequel, has been pushed back from its summer release date to December 23rd. So it'll be coming out at Christmas time now instead of summer. And then as well, with that same announcement, you got that A Quiet Place 2 is moving to September. It's coming out September 4th. And the new SpongeBob movie is moving to July 31st. From its original May 22nd spot, which is that makes me a little happy, the SpongeBob one, because it's like it's still staying in summer, so like it's later, July 31st, but at least they're keeping it in the summer, so they like don't expect like the whole summer to get ruined by this. The Quiet Place one, I feel like that's a perfect spot for them to move to. I was saying like September. It's probably a good spot for them. You get you close to Halloween, so like the horror movie angle for it, but also like not putting it in a crowded place with other Halloween films in October, putting it in September where it came out and was really successful there. Top Gun, that's a little bit questionable for me, moving it to Christmas. I would rather. I'm not sure. I would rather than move it there than next summer because I don't want to have to wait another year. Because wasn't this movie originally supposed to come out last summer? Like, I mean, they didn't like push it back or anything, but just like filming they pushed back.
Yeah.
Because of Cruise's schedule. So like I've had to wait a long time for this movie. I don't want to have to wait another year. And I don't think we're getting a Top Gun 3. I don't think there's any plans for that. So even if this movie doesn't do well financially, it's like,
it don't matter.
But I don't know if Christmas is the best spot for it. I don't really know what is in the film, but it doesn't seem like a family movie. Yeah, it seems like a summer movie, nostalgic. I don't know, like volleyball, beaches. I don't know. Like
in the day of winter.
I don't know. Hopefully I'm in California then, so it'll all feel the same.
Nope.
Yeah, but so that happened today, or at least I read the news today. We also got the other ones that came out a couple days ago, and that was Morbius, the new Sony Spider-Man spinoff, has moved to March of 2021, as well as Ghostbusters. Both were supposed to come out this summer. The Ghostbusters the beginning of July, Morbius the end of July, and now I think it's the other way around with March of next year. Morbius is coming out first, then Ghostbusters, I believe. I don't know. This is a little bit weird to me. The Morbius spot of it coming out in March, that makes sense, except for the fact that, I mean, it's still coming out before Spider-Man 3, so if it is going to tie into Spider-Man 3, you don't have that to worry about. But I know there was some thought whether or not this would tie in with Venom 2. So now, and I was thinking when this happened that they for sure was gonna have to push back Venom 2. But from what I read, Venom 2 is still set to come out in October.
Yeah, for right now.
Right now. So I'm assuming that doesn't have any crossover with Morbius. Unless it's just the crossover of Spider-Man 3 and like maybe they're going to appear in that film. Either way, that doesn't come out until next summer. If it doesn't get pushed back from because they're still, they're still not filming that film. Which I don't know. It's I'm curious to know like what's going to happen with the MCU slate. I mean, we have the big Black Widow question. What's going to go on with that? Falcon and Winter Soldier hasn't finished filming, but I don't think they have much left. What was that?
That's the future of the MCU. It's Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Last time I read too that they still had Doctor Strange set to start filming soon this summer, but we don't know about that as well. I don't really think that it's a great idea to put Ghostbusters in March. If you were going to push it back, I would have went ahead and pushed it back to late April, May next year.
Not excited. Push it back whenever you want.
I'm excited for it. Trailer got me. But I feel like it's definitely a summer movie, not a spring movie, personally. But maybe you're trying to get a spring break audience. Maybe that's why you're putting in March.
Spring break.
I also feel like you could have moved Ghostbusters maybe to November, try to get a Thanksgiving audience with that. But I know that also you have so far you have the James Bond movie coming out in November. I still think you could put both of those films out in November, be fine. But there's a lot of others. You also got Eternals. So you don't want to get Eternals and Ghostbusters close to each other because, that's the MCU. That's going to take a lot of your money or a lot of your box office there. And talking about the MCU, let's also talk about Black Widow a little bit more here. Black Widow loses its composer. So Lauren Balfe replaces Desplat. I can't pronounce anything. Anyways, we got a new composer for Black Widow, which is disappointing because the score from the trailer was pretty phenomenal. I was excited for this one.
I've lost all interest now.
In the whole movie?
Score.
Just ruined.
Not watching it at all. Get out of here. We looked at this guy's filmography and it wasn't impressive.
Nope. And also talking about filmography is not being impressive. Today, found out that Joby Harold is replacing Hussein Amani, who the original writer here. He wrote Drive. He has other films as well, but in particular Drive, which to me is a 5-star film. He was set to write the Kenobi show. Pretty sure he already wrote the Kenobi show because they were set to make this thing before Kathleen Kennedy and the rest of Lucasfilm decided to halt it. And now it's been replaced with Jody Harold, who has only written 2 things, one of which is King Arthur, the Guy Pearce film that came out a couple years ago. I didn't watch it, but...
Guy Pearce?
Not Guy Pearce. Guy Ritchie. Guy Pearce might as well made the film. It looked terrible.
I didn't watch it.
So I guess, we can't really have much to say if we didn't watch that movie. I don't know. But
what else did he do?
He's done other things as well, like produce. But as far as writing, he only wrote King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, and before that, a film in 2007 called Awake.
Oh, didn't watch that either.
Yeah. So, which he also directed. But he's produced things such as John Wick, Robin Hood, King Arthur, and Edge of Tomorrow. So, to me, this is just another bad sign for Lucasfilm. I mean, you had a writer of something that I know was good. I feel like I could get grasp with the tone of this show, what it was going to be. I was pretty excited for it. And now you're switching things up, and I'm just getting more vibes once again, like Rise of Skywalker. At this point, I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to watch whatever live action thing they put out because I love Star Wars. But at this point, the only thing I'm really excited for moving forward is Mandalorian Season 2 because I trust Favreau right now, given the first season of Mandalorian.
Season 2 just tanks. It's terrible.
I don't know. I mean, the middle part of Mandalorian, there was a few episodes in the middle that weren't really for me. But overall, the show was really good. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. So I don't know. Season 2 could be bad. I hope it's not. But we'll see. But I don't know. Like I had a lot of hope for this Obi-Wan show. I was really excited for it. Ewan McGregor coming back. There's a lot of possibility here. But I don't know. I'm worried.
It's all gone. No more hope.
I also read too, and I forgot to write this down, but I just remembered about it. This morning I was looking on Twitter, and John Kasdan, who co-wrote Solo, who I'm a big fan of. Some people were on there. They were talking about like wanting Solo 2, which obviously Solo 2 is a film. It's never going to happen, and he said that pretty much in the tweet. But some other people would like to see Solo 2 as a Disney Plus show. You could give me that, or you couldn't. I really like. It's not something I absolutely want a Solo show, but I would like to see it. What I would rather have though is a Kira Maul show. But he just didn't seem optimistic about any of it. He was like, I don't know. He was like, there's so many stuff. He's like, I'm excited for everything, but there's like so many shows they have coming out, and pretty much it sounded like the timeline was all over the place too. He said he didn't know how a Solo 2 show would fit into anything. So it really makes me nervous.
It's not fitting in. It's not happening.
It just makes me extremely nervous about everything they're doing.
No hope, man.
Also, did you see those fan-made Lando posters?
Nope.
I don't know. It was like it had Billy D. Williams, so it wasn't like something that people are wanting now, I guess, like with Donald Glover, which I wouldn't mind seeing. I would rather see the Kira Maul show, and there's a lot of other stuff I'd rather see, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Lando Disney Plus show with him getting Cloud City. It's probably already been done in a comic book. I don't know, but wouldn't mind seeing that. But somebody made some fan posters of like if they had made a spin-off Lando trilogy, I guess back after the original films. The posters were impressive. Props to that person, but
the movie would not have been.
I don't know why you would ever make a Lando trilogy.
What is it? You tweeted something. Somebody animated Colin Trevorrow, Star Wars.
Well, so it was on Facebook. Did you watch it? Watch it. It's a little fun. It's 10 minutes. It's a nice little watch.
The Rise of Skywalker.
What's that?
Is it as fun as The Rise of Skywalker?
It's definitely better than Rise of Skywalker. Definitely. You could just watch this and pretend it's the end, and if you wanted more after Last Jedi. But I mean, it's not completely accurate to the script, and I realize that now because I mean, if they had did it just an animated version of his screenplay, they probably would have gotten legal trouble. So they added comedy to it and like made some bits funny. I guess it's like made it a parody, so they were legally allowed to do it. But it's still a fun little watch. Like certain scenes, they do straight up adapt from his story with him, Kylo and Mustafar and all this stuff. But then they add like other little funny moments. But yeah, it's a fun watch. Definitely bums me out that we didn't get that as actual film.
You'll never get it. You'll keep getting stuff about the novel. Add to your experience for Rise of Skywalker, though.
Oh, definitely. I feel like there was something else I read recently about Rise of Skywalker, but I don't even know what it was.
It all goes together.
I think I did read something where it was in a visual dictionary that came out where they had always planned for Rey to take the Skywalker name at the end of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Even though she wasn't an actual Skywalker. I don't care.
They didn't have a plan for the trilogy.
Didn't have a plan from the beginning. Yeah, it was just. It's not a trilogy. I don't know what you're talking about. There's only 2 films. Only made 2 films.
Yeah. You're right.
Only two. Trilogy ended with Rey possibly, or the 2 films ended with Rey possibly going on and starting a Jedi Order. You don't know, and then Kylo doing his own thing as well, and taking over the First Order.
Just being dark.
Just being dark. That's what he was gonna do. Leia's still alive.
Nope.
Yep. All
Yeah,
right.
everybody did.
Also, to do with the coronavirus, another thing I want to talk about here is I just read this South by Southwest was obviously canceled, but now it looks like it's heading to Amazon Prime. Looks like they're going to do an online movie festival on Amazon Prime, which sounds pretty cool. From what I've gathered, it sounds like as long as you have, well, it might even if you don't have Amazon Prime, but as long as you have the Amazon Prime, you should be able to watch these films.
Yeah, 10 days, I think.
Yeah. So I'm super excited. Like, this is great news. I get to attend a film festival from my couch.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Probably got like bypass still.
Yeah, probably. It's going to be some thing
Right.
they sneak in there. Yeah, I mean, it was free to get on the page.
Yeah. You can look at the info. See what
you can look at the info. There's $55 per movie.
Jeez. And then you got to wait in line because you can only have so many people at a time. You got to wait on them to watch it.
Yeah. You got to get a viewing party. Wait for it to load.
Yeah. You got 10 days to organize it all. Good luck.
Man. But yeah, so I'm not getting my hopes up over this yet because it could turn out to be some shit. But as of right now, if it turns out and it's like free to everybody who has Amazon Prime or free to people in general and get to have a movie festival, that's gonna be awesome.
End of April, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
They'll change their mind by then.
My luck, that's probably when I'll get a job. The day before.
Yeah. You start right now? Oh, man. I had a movie. I'll catch you in 10 days.
Here we also go to story I don't really care that much about, but we'll talk about it. Ryan Reynolds is set to star in and produce Dragon's Lair for Netflix. This is based off a 1980s video game. Super pumped.
I just don't care about any Ryan Reynolds project anymore. It all sounds the same.
So it's gonna be Deadpool. He's gonna be in it.
Yeah. Same comedy. Same stuff, man.
Yeah. Can already see the movie in my head.
Keep Just Friends on Netflix, and I'll just start watching it over and over. Oh, man. Whenever he has a new movie come out, I'll just watch that one and pretend this is out.
You know, Free Guy.
Nope.
I'll probably watch it.
It's awful. Oh, don't defend that. That's just.
It could be fun. But the more I was forced to watch the trailer in front of every movie, the more I was like, this don't look so good. This might be bad. This is probably gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad. I could tell you, it looks awful.
Like, I'm a big Taika fan. That scene that he's in is just cringeworthy.
He was in Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds too, so. Hey,
I didn't watch that movie, so.
I just have the information in my head. I didn't watch it.
on to another Ryan. Ryan Gosling is set to star in and produce Project Hail Mary for MGM. This is him playing once again an astronaut in another film, tasked with saving the planet. And it's based off a book by the same author that did The Martian. So this guy really loves space. You excited?
Story. Nope.
What was that?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah. Ryan Gosling.
I could watch The Martian or First Man, whichever one, or Armageddon,
or Ad Astra. You know,
any of those. I feel like I've seen the story by now.
I feel like I have too. Other than the fact that Ryan Gosling's in it, my favorite actor. I didn't like The Martian, so you added that in there.
It's the same writer. I don't understand why this movie is getting made. Another space movie.
And I don't like. It might blow me away, but I don't know. why Ryan Gosling would choose his next project, because he hasn't made a movie since First Man, right? And this is his follow-up, is another movie playing an astronaut. I mean, I know this isn't a period piece, true story.
Space trilogy. I'm hoping for a trilogy at this point.
Yeah, I hope so. Maybe he'll make a movie with Ridley Scott next, and they'll go to space.
Maybe Ridley Scott will do this.
Maybe he doesn't have a director.
Not yet, but next week on Happy Hour. Ridley Scott attached. It's like I don't like the title either. So
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh, then I just cut the project out. Keep Hail Mary.
I don't like it.
Oh man, I hope this coronavirus. I wonder if it's going to stop production of Babylon.
Fingers crossed.
Oh man, I'll kill you. I don't know. I want them to film that when I move there. So maybe if they want to push it back just a little bit.
Push it back. You can wait.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be in the Ryan Reynolds movie when you are out there.
Man, I don't care about that movie. I want to see Brad Pitt.
Have the premiere of Free Guy while they're filming
Just that scene with Taika, it's cringeworthy, man. Every time. And then, oh god, it starts off good and then it just goes south.
It started off good.
I thought the trailer starts off funny.
Man,
I had a lot of possibility.
Possibility of putting the trash or the recycling.
Well, here's another bad movie. George Miller wants to shoot Mad Max
prequel. How about you? How about you just go die? How about that? Babylon gets canceled.
George Miller wants to shoot Mad Max prequel Furiosa next year, and Anna Taylor-Joy has auditioned for the lead role.
Yep.
Glad he didn't plan to shoot it this year, because that wasn't happening.
Well, he had to wait on WB to pay him what he was earned.
Yeah.
So take that.
I
bet they held out on that.
Rewatch Furiosa at some point. Not Furiosa, Fury Road.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I thought this was a spin-off film with Charlize Theron. I didn't realize they were doing a prequel and it was going to be somebody else. I'm curious.
You don't understand Matrix, dude.
I don't. The first one's the only one that matters. I don't know how much, like, if this is going to be successful or not. We'll see.
Keep it in May, I hope.
I mean, Anna Taylor-Joy is not a box office draw, I don't think. She's a good actress.
But it's the Mad Max name that's going to bring him in, and George Miller.
I don't think George Miller's going to exactly bring people into the box office.
Dare you?
Mad Max. Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think it's going to be called Mad Max Furiosa? I don't think so. I think it's going to be called Furiosa.
Furiosa. But I mean, if you're going to watch it, you already know it's a Mad Max prequel.
I don't know. It could just look like a Mad Max movie. I don't know if that's going to exactly bring in people. They'll probably call it something like all these movies are doing now, like Mad Max Presents or
Furiosa, a Mad Max story.
Exactly. That's probably what's going to end up happening.
I think it's just going to be called Furiosa. But I think the fact that they cheated him out of his money and wasted years isn't going to help the situation. Mad Max came out in 2015. You should have had that movie in 2017.
Well, now it looks like you're probably going to get it in 2022.
Yup.
And at that point, I don't know. I think, yeah, I mean, it could be, if it's as well received as Fury Road, you could potentially put this in like the fall.
I'll keep it in May if it's going to be action.
I don't know. We'll see.
As came out, I think late May. Fury Road did.
But that has Mad Max attached to it, though. That's a built-in franchise. I don't know.
Have some respect.
And it had Tom Hardy in it.
Yeah.
So you had a lot going. And Charlize Theron. So you had a lot going for it. And that's what I was like. I thought this was Charlize Theron coming back, because then you know that it's in that same world. It's a spinoff. I don't think it's going to do bad, but I just don't think you're going to get Mad Max level money.
I'll be there opening night.
Alone in the theater.
That's how I like it.
This movie's going to do great. And the last thing I have here is some Tarantino stuff. First of all, Tarantino might do Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as a novel. He spoke about that recently. He did do a 3-hour podcast interview that I'm going to listen to when I have 3 hours to dedicate to that. I wish it was a video. I wish they recorded it, so then I'd have something to watch, because I don't know, listen to a 3-hour podcast right now when there's nothing, can't drive anywhere. I'm just gonna be sitting at my house.
Just go walk. That's asking for a lot, I guess.
For 3 hours.
Man, time goes by if you're doing something.
God. Yeah, that's a good idea.
What else do you have to do during this?
Well,
over there looking at the wall, there's nothing over there.
Anyways,
pop toys.
That one has moved over slightly to the left. I gotta move it back. Yeah, so maybe I'll do that. But anyways, he wants. This is just the topic here. He wants to write. He might write Once Upon a Time as a novel. We already know that he's thinking about also putting Once Upon a Time as a, I guess, a series like he did with Hateful Eight, which I'm definitely for. I'm really excited for that whenever we might get that, because, give me another hour, even more of that, and that's great. You can just live in that world.
If you write a novel, where's the ... going to be? Since there's no consistency.
It doesn't matter.
Since there's no consistency.
Only one who cares about that.
Yeah, it matters. Dude.
That's going to be your first question if you ever meet Tarantino.
Which is it, buddy? Right now. I want to know. It's all over the place, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, maybe look up the screenplay if that's online. I wonder if it. Well,
I
don't.
Probably. The title, and then at the end you have something else written.
Whatever's in the movie at the end, I would probably consider that B.
But that's not what's on the poster or the Blu-ray.
Well, he didn't make those though. He made the movie.
He made the movie. Yes.
He made the movie. Sony made the other stuff. They approved the other stuff.
And your poster's wrong.
Well, you tell them. Write a heated letter to Sony. Be like, what?
It just annoys me so much. It should be Once Upon a Time ... in Hollywood. Yeah, your poster's wrong.
I like it better after the end, though.
No. Because that's how fairy tales always are. Once upon a time. And then you ... in Hollywood.
This is the only fairy tale. But when he writes the novel, yeah, look at that, because I'm sure that'll be the accurate way.
He's gonna put it all over the place.
It's not for you to decide, dude.
I've decided he's wrong.
I mean, if he writes this novel, of course I'm gonna read it. Of course I'm gonna own it. Do I think he should write it as a novel? No.
Because what are you going to do? Change something?
Exactly. You might as well just take your screenplay and publish it.
You just want the screenplay.
Sure. But I mean, I don't know the purpose of you making a film and giving it your all, putting the extended version on Netflix or wherever, and then writing a novel too. What's the difference?
I mean, you're not going to add anything to it. You're not going to tell us if Cliff Booth killed his wife in the novel.
I doubt it. No. Well, I doubt you add much of anything other than like little things that characters do, like movements and stuff. Like I don't know what else you would add to a novel.
But I already saw that in the movie.
You did. So I don't know why you would make the novel.
Give me the extended version on Netflix, and that's it.
I don't really care much for something that's already like a film making a novel out of it. I like the other way around, of course. But like I said, you could just read the screenplay if you wanted to read it in words.
Oh, go read the novel.
He also has another novel, which is, I mean, we already know this, but while I'm talking about it, he also has that other novel that he's writing, hopes to have out in the next year or so with, it's a guy in Hollywood too. I can't remember what the synopsis was for it, but it sounds pretty good. I would rather him make that as a film, but apparently it's not going to happen. He's going to make it as a novel.
Doesn't care.
And then we're also getting Bounty Law as a show.
Ooh, just a couple episodes.
Yeah, I think he said, what, 5?
Yeah, it'll probably be on Netflix, though, so that's cool.
Also, a couple other things. One, he started talking about comic books, and he said he wasn't surprised about Scorsese's comments. He said, did you really, expect Martin Scorsese to like something like Captain Marvel? Or he said it was a generational thing. He was like, generationally, do you think that he would like Captain Marvel or an Ant-Man and the Wasp?
But he'll show some respect for Endgame.
Well, that's not the 3 that Tarantino mentioned was Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and Wasp, and there was something else. There was another one too.
Incredible Hulk.
No, it was one of the newer ones. Doctor Strange. Those were the 3 that he said, as far as Scorsese goes. But we know that Tarantino has went back and watched all the Marvel films more recently, and he was a comic book guy himself. And his favorite comic was Luke Cage. And apparently, Tarantino actually almost made a Luke Cage movie in the 90s. That was his favorite comic book, and this would have replaced Jackie Brown. So he started developing this after Reservoir Dogs, before Pulp Fiction, but he said it would not have replaced Pulp Fiction, and instead would have replaced Jackie Brown if he had made it. And he wanted Lawrence Fishburne to play Luke Cage.
Not Samuel L. Jackson? Yeah. Savage, just not cutting him out of the park.
He said that's who he had in his mind. That's who he saw in the role, and he really wanted to make it. And like people around him kept saying like that he was a bad choice, that he should choose Wesley Snipes, and he didn't want to do that. So he decided not to make the movie.
Well, just think if he had made that and continued with the same stuff, Once Upon a Time would have been his last movie.
Well, I mean, if this had replaced Jackie Brown.
I'm saying if that would have been there, if he just kept pushing everything else back. Could have been.
We don't know what his last movie is going to be, though. Because
could get Corona.
It's like I'm sure I'm going to like his last movie. It's not going to top Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You don't know.
And I pretty much know it's not going to top Once Upon a Time.
You don't know.
And I don't know. I doubt it's going to top Inglourious Bastards or Pulp Fiction. So I think Once Upon a Time was the film for him to go out on.
Once Upon a Time, though.
No. But I also don't think Brad Pitt's going to be in his next movie. So maybe. I know you're just down for him to make a Zorro movie.
Can't wait. Please. Crossover with Django.
Didn't he have something like there was rumors of him messing with Iron Man back in the 90s too? I thought there was. Or maybe I just imagined it.
You probably just dreamt it one day.
I can't tell anymore, really.
What is life?
What is life? Just imagining things. All right, well, that's all I have. Do you have anything else for happy hour?
Nope. That's
All
it.
right, guys. That's our weekly movie news show. We'll be back next week with some, hopefully, more better news for you guys. I'm sure a lot of other things are going to get pushed back. We still haven't had any confirmation that Tenet's going to be pushed back, so check back next week for that. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next time.